That's right. MVP winner Wilson got caught. A clip has resurfaced of her putting down Paige Butcher and Caitlin Clark. She basically said they have had it easier than others. Adore Wilson shown her true colors when trying to attack Caitlin Clark. Ironically, she is doing the same with Caitlin and Nike.
Is Caitlin Clark currently the face of the WNBA? Yes. Do I think if A'ja Wilson dropped a shoe and Caitlin Clark dropped a shoe today at the very same time, that Caitlin Clark would outsell A'ja's shoe by 100 times? Yes, I think that would be the case.
Wilson broke her silence and said she suffered a lot this year. This year is more the year that I've seen anyone call my game boring than it's ever been. I'm like, okay, cool. Whatever. It can get exhausting having to show up every single day and people may not show you the worth that you want. But at the same time, if I know my worth, I don't pay that any mind. It was just a vulnerable moment for me to let my teammates know that on a lot of days where I don't feel myself, I could come to the gym and count on them. Clear Wilson had an amazing season. She won MVP comfortably and was recognized by more people than ever before. Yet, she's blaming Caitlin Clark because fans are refusing to watch games without her in it. That's not Caitlin's fault.
It looks like we're not going to be seeing Caitlin Clark play basketball again for another 200 days. An ESPN reporter said at the end of the Indiana Fever Connecticut Sun Game 2 that Caitlin Clark almost definitely will not be playing basketball this offseason. So no overseas and no 3-on-3 unrivaled league.
She had a great MVP season and is now getting promoted more than ever by Nike. Yet Wilson is still not happy with the amount of recognition Caitlin is getting. She believes that because she's MVP, she should be the most talked about.
A'ja Wilson was a more dominating player and deserved to be the MVP, and unanimous.
A Wilson, the towering figure in the WNBA, has recently found herself embroiled in controversy. Recent events have cast a shadow over her career as clips have resurfaced revealing some problematic statements made by the two-time WNBA MVP. The controversy has shaken the WNBA community and raised questions about race, privilege, and opportunity in professional women's basketball. The element of the controversy revolves around A'ja Wilson's relationship with her teammate Kelsey Plum. Wilson's comments were blunt and many viewed them as degrading to white players in the WNBA, including young stars like Paige Buers and Caitlin Clark. Both Paige and Caitlin are widely regarded as future stars of the league, and their performances in college basketball have earned them considerable media attention. However, according to Wilson, their race played a significant role in the opportunities they've received. She claimed that players like Paige and Caitlin had inherent advantages in the WNBA landscape simply because they were white. The world is so crazy. A.A. Wilson, the woman speaking in this video, is the daughter of a professional basketball player and went to private school her entire childhood, but cannot recognize the privilege she has, but so quickly points out others. In particular, Wilson singled out Paige Butcher, who is still working her way through college basketball, but is already seen as a future WNBA star. Wilson expressed frustration that Paige had been given more attention and hype than many other players, despite still being a few steps away from entering the league. A'ja Wilson's comments have ignited a firestorm of discussion within the WNBA with fans, analysts, and fellow players weighing in on the implications of her statements. Paige Buers, still early in her journey toward the WNBA, has become a sensation in women's basketball. Her talent on the court is undeniable, and many have heralded her as one of the future faces of the sport. As a star guard for the University of Connecticut, Butcher has earned accolades in media attention thanks to her sharp shooting, court vision, and ability to take over games with a level of skill that far exceeds her years.
I don't play for their approval. I play for God. I play for my teammates. I play for my coaching staff. I play for the people who support me, good game or bad in their opinion. So, all that to say, I had a great summer, yeah.
This ongoing narrative of privilege became even more strained as Wilson reportedly made comments about her teammate Kelsey Plum, another player who has been integral to the Las Vegas A's success. Plum, a former #1 draft pick and one of the best scorers in the league, was allegedly subjected to degrading remarks from Wilson. In these comments, Wilson reportedly hinted that Plum had enjoyed certain privileges that players like herself had not been afforded. While Plum has had her own share of struggles on her way to becoming one of the WNBA's top guards, this was not just a general critique of the league, but a direct jab at Plum's personal journey as a professional athlete.
Oh, Caitlin Clark, Dawn Staley, the great Dawn Staley, who I revere, by the way. But she was playing the way she's playing now. Well, wait a minute. You know she had the potential. You know, playing amongst other stars, with her marksmanship, she could have made big things happen. With her passing ability, she could have made things happen. Then she would have drawn excitement and eyeballs, and people the world over would have been watching her, which would have assisted in the elevation of the WNBA brand, which would have benefited everybody.
Caitlin Clark, another rising star and a player who has been turning heads with her performances, has also been a target of Wilson's criticism. Clark, fresh off her Rookie of the Year campaign, had been one vote shy of being a unanimous selection for the award. That single dissenting vote went to Angel Ree, sparking further controversy. Reports suggest that Wilson wasn't thrilled with the idea of Clark being promoted as the league's next big star. Despite Clark's undeniable talent, Nike, a company that has long partnered with the biggest names in sports, including A.A. Wilson herself, found itself caught in the middle of this controversy. As a global sportswear giant, Nike has been strategic in who they promote, especially in the world of basketball, where personalities and marketability go hand in hand with athletic performance. According to insiders, Wilson had expressed her displeasure with the idea of Nike promoting Caitlin Clark, a young star rising through the ranks with immense talent and fan appeal. For Wilson, this wasn't just about competition on the court. It was about maintaining her status at the top of the WNBA's hierarchy. With Clark's rising star and growing media attention, AA felt that her own position as a two-time MVP and dominant figure in the league might be overshadowed.
It's noise that I don't really listen to, honestly, because I'm in season. I have other things that we need to worry about than what other people have to say.
This put Nike in a difficult position. As a major sponsor of the WNBA and key players like Wilson, Nike had to balance loyalty to one of their biggest stars while also acknowledging Clark's potential. Caitlin Clark's popularity was skyrocketing, with her electrifying performances making her one of the most talked about young athletes in the sport. Nike couldn't ignore her ability to attract fans, especially given her appeal to a younger generation of basketball enthusiasts. They later released this top and it was sold out in less than an hour. Nike's ugly-ass shirt for Caitlin Clark's Roadie Award got sold out in 50 minutes.
Somebody coming along and elevating the sports shine ultimately benefits you. Go out there, compete with her, try to bust her up if you want to, and all of that stuff. Just don't hate on the acclaim that she's getting.
They recognized that Caitlin, with her charisma and star power, could sell more products, especially as she continued to dominate on the court. However, AJ's position as one of the faces of the WNBA and a player with a significant following made it difficult for Nike to simply pivot their promotional efforts toward Clark without causing tension.
Have somebody that's come along, who, by the way, I'm going to go there, who happens to be white, and brought a level of attention and allure to the sport it had not received before. And what we were seeing from an abundance of folks appeared to be resentment.
For months, Nike refrained from aggressively promoting Caitlin Clark, reportedly at Wilson's behest. Aja, by all accounts, had demanded more visibility for herself. Feeling that her accomplishments, including her MVP titles and leadership on the court, warranted a higher level of promotion, she argued that as a player who had already proven herself at the highest level, she deserved to be the focal point of Nike's marketing efforts within the WNBA. However, Nike, realizing the potential market value of Caitlin Clark, eventually had to reconsider. Clark's rising popularity and her undeniable talent made her a prime candidate for Nike's campaigns, and after a long pause, they finally posted about her, much to the excitement of her growing fan base. This move didn't come without complications. Caitlin Clark's Rookie of the Year victory was a significant milestone, but it was marred by the fact that her win wasn't unanimous. Angel Reese's lone dissenting vote stirred controversy and added fuel to the ongoing debate surrounding Clark's ascent. For many, the fact that Clark did not win unanimously was seen as symbolic of the division in the league, with some questioning whether personal biases had influenced the voting. This debate created additional tension as Clark was finally being given the spotlight, but the narrative surrounding her achievement was clouded by controversy.
if you really feel like Angel Reese was the Rookie of the Year, then just own it. I don't care. I don't think Caitlin Clark's going to care.
As Caitlin Clark begins to step into the limelight, the tension in the WNBA is palpable. Fans are excited to see what she will accomplish next, especially given her remarkable talent and the attention she's already garnered. However, the division within the league is becoming more apparent than ever. A'ja Wilson, once celebrated as a trailblazer and a unifying figure in women's basketball, now finds herself facing backlash for her actions. For Nike, the situation remains delicate. As they continue to promote both players, they will need to navigate the complexities of this controversy, ensuring that they remain aligned with the values of inclusivity and fairness that they have long espoused. For now, it remains to be seen how the dynamics within the WNBA and Nike's marketing strategies will evolve as Clark's star continues to rise and Wilson fights to maintain her place at the top.
Don't agree with it. I thought she would be unanimous. I mean, it's not even close. Because I said the most important person in the league is Caitlin Clark and should be a top 5, if not, should have been a top 3 MVP candidate.
It's clear that A.A. Wilson is no fan of Caitlin Clark. Despite the undeniable talent and viewership Clark has brought to women's basketball, even though Clark has done nothing but perform at an incredibly high level, she's become a target for criticism. With A.A. leading the charge, many have argued that Wilson's actions reflect her insecurities about her place in the league and her desire to maintain her dominance at the top. However, others defend her, saying that A'ja is simply voicing a very real issue about race and privilege in the sport. For Caitlin Clark, this moment of triumph, winning Rookie of the Year, and finally receiving attention from Nike is bittersweet.